Welcome back, guys. Thanks for tuning in to another CSGO esports edition of our breakdown, our DFS breakdown. In this video, I'm going to cover the two-game DreamHack slate. I think we will touch on the Blast, probably either via another video or potentially just covering it live tonight. But I do like the DreamHack slate. I think that the best of threes have a little bit less variance and a little bit more predictability. I think for more of a high stakes cash player, I prefer the best of three. It just gives me more maps and more opportunity for the players that I really want to perform well, rather than in a one map scenario where the range of outcomes can be pretty wide. So let's first take a look at our odds. The time has gotten earlier. If you played today's slate, start at 5 a.m. Central. Tomorrow it's starting at 3 a.m. Central. With Order and Avant. And then we have the Renegades and then the Chiefs Esports Club. Now, I'm actually going to start with the Renegades matchup first in our lineup builder. As you see there, minus 1,400 favorites. And then the other matchup is pretty close to a pick'em. So when I'm building, I want to first prioritize the Renegades. And you'll see when we get to the pricing here, the Renegades are reasonably priced. I think Dexter at 8,400 will be one of my first plays into my lineup, along with INS at 7,400. And then likely it will be, I think it's Sicko, but I think you could go down to Malta and potentially Hats too. I think Hats, if you're going down that cheap in this type of situation, you definitely want that 2-0 sweep, which is obviously predicted with a minus 1,400 favorite. But I think Malta has similar, maybe not as much upside as Sicko and INS, but I think he is viable for a little bit cheaper if you need that route. But I'm definitely looking to target the top three Renegades tomorrow morning. So that's where I would definitely start with for cash. If you really want to get contrarian, I think Humongous has played really well. He's viable. That's kind of about it. I think looks like they got a pretty new team here. And even when I go to their stats here, nothing really jumps off the page for me. And being that big of an underdog, it's just not something I want to target. So start with Dexter, start with INS, and start with Sicko. And I think that will be a great place to even start building. Even if you put INS at captain, you're still at $7,500 per player remaining. If you take a look at our other game, where we go back to our odds here, we have Avant being favored slightly. I think this is a game that you can probably look at both sides and really maybe look at more of the underlying statistics of the players rather than just going off of the who's favored, because I think it's close enough that you will see probably a pretty close matchup and the best players be at the top of the kill to death ratios at the end of 2 or 3 maps. So if we go to Order and Avant here, Alistar with a phenomenal 0.77 kills per round and a 0.59 deaths per round over the last 3 months. And then you have Sterling at a 0.82 kills per round with a 0.55 deaths per round. So, I mean, these two are playing phenomenal lately. And if we go back to our pricing, Sterling is 8,600 and then Alistar is 7,200. So definitely people that you can get into your lineups and not feel like you're super strapped for cash. Then if you do play both of those, now it does obviously negatively correlate to play two players like that against each other. So if you do have a strong feel towards just playing the favorite and Avant, then you can, then I would look at, so if we look at Avant here, we have Sterling, Hazard, let's look here, Hazard, 0.74 kills per round, 0.65 deaths per round. And then we also have Hofnu is priced next. Again, 0.72 kills per round, 0.62 deaths per round, Blitz, 0.73. I mean, these numbers, these kills per round are pretty phenomenal from these guys. to have 4 out of the 5 guys that are averaging over a 0.7 kill per round is pretty phenomenal. Where you're going to see Rikke has been playing really well for Order. If you got to play in some of those slates, the Oceania slates earlier, he used to be like the cheapest player, and then now has really climbed up those ranks. Astulio here set 0.72 kills per round. Jorah, not somebody I'm targeting here. Valiance, 0.7 kill per round. So I think this is where you're actually going to see some differentiation compared to last night's, where it was a clear 3-3 stack. I think you can certainly stack. You can stack the side of Avant if you really feel strongly that they are going to be the ones to win here. So say if you use, even if you use Blitz, let's look at Hazard versus ONF. And now this is just really like touching on the surface. I don't just only look at these stats and I'm trying to figure out, no, I'm just going to plug in the cheapest one just to see how our build would look. I probably would take Sterling out of captain. I just prefer the heavier favorite in the captain role. So let's take this away. And just looking at some potential builds that you could come up on. If I go back to INS and captain, Dexter and Sicko, you can easily get back to anybody you honestly want here. I mean, you could even upgrade Dexter into captain potentially, and then still have, you can't go get Sterling. You could go Hazard then, so, actually I have 4. So you'd have to play around. You can get down to INS cheaply anyway. So if you go with Blitz and you want to go a 3-3 full stack, then it makes it a little bit easier. If you are trying to get an Alistar, which I do really like, especially for his price tag of 7,200, then you could certainly do a 3-2-1 where you stack 2 Avant and 1 Order, and your 1 Order being Alistar. So I think that's a way to build. I think in cash, you're either going to see the 3-3, the 3-2-1. I don't really prefer a 2-2-2 here. I will really want to get 3 Renegades for sure. And then I'm going to just probably dive in a little bit closer on the Order matchup and see if maybe they've played each other recently, or if some of the statistics on their players are skewed a little bit because they've been playing lower competition or they've changed teams and roles. So I think those are the dynamics that you got to continue to look at when you're building, rather than just the game logs and or going to hltv.org and seeing their last 3 stats or months of statistics, because those months of statistics could be against teams that are far worse or better than the team that they are playing on the current slate. Hope you guys enjoyed this small, short, and sweet 2-game content. Be on the lookout for some blast content, whether it is via another video like this on our YouTube channel or YouTube Live. Again, feel free to give us a subscribe, a like. It's always appreciated. And join our Discord channel to just talk CSGO. We had one of our subscribers, free subscribers, have a takedown in the 5 a.m. DreamHack slate. So that was pretty awesome to see somebody turning, $30 into $260. So appreciate everything you guys do. Have a good night.